Hi guys! So I am in a different location today since my boyfriend is working from home, so I'm filming in my living room. Basically yesterday I managed to do this little girl, which is for Nadia Raus's Draw This in Your Style in collaboration with bellow Anna, which I think it's what you say their name. And so I didn't film this because I wasn't sure it was going to go well, but I really like how it goes. And their Draw This in Your Style is sort of a sister drawing, I guess, so they have two characters, and I really want to draw the second one, so I wanted to do this one. The original for Nadia is right here. I'm gonna put it here, and she uses very muted colors, so I wanted to use ink again. I wanted to go back to ink, and I also used the Ferris wheels in Cream of Earl and Blue Cotton Candy because I really like how they look, so I basically have them here. And for the gold I used the Amsterdam Deep Gold acrylic ink, and this is pretty cool. So it's all dried up, so yeah, can't use this anymore. But I really wanted to draw the other one, which is this gal. You can see because of the ring light. Yeah, I can show it on screen. It's basically a bird with the hat. It's very their style. It has a church, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do this. This one was already kind of difficult for me to translate because I'm not used to drawing animals, let alone birds. So let's see how this goes. Since these days are kind of rough, I wanted to film real time so you guys can have a little bit something more to watch. I am going to do a voiceover afterwards. I did ask a few questions, but I only mostly got bots. I did get a question, but it was tips for being a full-time illustrator, because this sweet person thought I was a full-time illustrator. Technically I am, but I don't make money. I'm just unemployed, so I draw a lot, but I wouldn't consider myself a successful one since I don't make any money. My YouTube channel does not give me revenue. I'm way too small for that. But I am working on a SkillShare class, so hopefully I'll be able to launch that maybe next month. Without further ado, I'm going to sketch quickly. I might skip over this part because I don't know, I'm gonna try and really focus, and then the painting part will be in real time. So let's go. I finished my sketch. Birds are a bit difficult for me, so this was a bit tricky at first, but I really wanted them to be looking away. And in the original drawing of this one, this character is holding a church, kinda. And in Nadia's drawing, I removed the key that she was wearing. So what I did here, I hope it's okay, I put the key on this drawing. Since this character has a sort of a cage, you'd be as if this character has the key for this cage. You following? Let's see how this goes. Okay, welcome to the voiceover part, and let's see how this goes. I really wanted, like I said, to just focus on the drawing, so I really didn't talk much while drawing, so I knew I was going to do voiceover. I asked around on Instagram for some topics because I don't think I can fill 40 minutes by myself. I might, but I don't think there will be anything worth it documenting at the end. So I got some things that a few of you asked. Lunar Blossom X, who is a Portuguese artist as well, and she's very sweet, we usually talk. She asked for some of my favorite things to do to escape the self-isolation anxiety. I gotta be honest, I haven't been that anxious. My lifestyle hasn't changed that much since the isolation. I live with my partner, my boyfriend, so I'm not really alone. I can't see other people, but I mean, it's fine. We are actually very used to being together all the time, so it hasn't been that bad not having a separation. What I've been doing is actually I've just been living my life as normal. The only big difference is I can't go do errands, or if I do have to go and do errands, it's just a bit more stressful because people are grumpier, or so many people don't follow the rules. I went to the post office the other day And oh boy, I saw so many people just being on top of each other, just having zero regards about the space between other people, just coughing and being so angry and just like, oh, this is being a little bit bothersome for me, so I'm going to make this hell for everyone else, basically. Yeah, that's the only difference right now. It's just that it's a bit more stressful to go out, and when we go shopping, we have been going maybe a week and a half between, because some things run out, like water and stuff like that, so we have to go and refill on that. We take very careful to not touch anything. I have my little alcohol thing tiny on my pocket all times, and when we get home we both shower and we take everything out of the packaging. So yeah, we have been very careful. But yeah, things I do to keep me a bit more sane, it's everything I did before. I wake up, I have my breakfast, I have been working out every single day. I was actually working out every single day before this, so it's not that much of a deal. It's just I'm just keeping on working out. I'm trying to get a little bit more active. Since I was staying home anyway, I'm just keeping that. I then clean up the house, I do lunch, I do everything like normal, and then I either draw. I've been reading more again. I am finishing my book of The Knife of Never Letting Go. It's been fun. It's a very different book from what I've been reading. It's sort of less post-apocalyptic, kinda, but in a different world. It's a world where the big premise is you can hear every man's thought all the time, and they call it noise because it's just that. It's just all the time. It's so much, and the story is pretty interesting, and the style of writing is pretty interesting as well because the characters talk in a different way. They have a very accented way of talking, so sometimes it's a bit difficult to understand what they're saying in the writing. And the noise is described in a very large, bold, and sometimes it just fills the whole pages with just doodles of words. It's very interesting. Yeah, I've been reading more, and after I read that one, I am going to read the It. I have the It book, the pocket version, and it's just a brick made of paper. It's very uncomfortable to hold when you're reading, so that's why it's taking me so long to read, because I just give up. I never want to read it. I have been doing that. I have been gaming as well. I have been playing Detroit Become Human. My boyfriend gifted that game to me on Christmas, and I've loved the game for a very long time, but I hadn't played it yet, so I am just enjoying that. Even though I know pretty much all the endings, it's still fun to see what I do at the moment. Like, I almost kill Kara multiple times because I forget what's the best option, and I'm always on the edge because I do not want Kara to die. Connor is my favorite character in the end. He's my boy. I did cosplay him once, very poorly, but I did. I even did an LED on my forehead, everything else. And what else do I do? I've just been trying to keep normal, I guess. Like I said, my life hasn't changed that much, so I'm not feeling that much of a difference. Like, I didn't go out every single day. I'm unemployed at the moment, so it's not like I had a routine to go somewhere every single day. We used to go sometimes eat lunch when my boyfriend was out, and we would go shopping afterwards for food, and that was pretty much my life. Now it's just I stay home, and yeah. A big thing that has been helping is talking to my friends on Discord. We have a group of friends. It's very recent for me to have this many friends, but they're all so nice, and we usually talk on Discord, on Skype, WhatsApp, whatever it is. Sometimes on Instagram we just do a call, and it just helps. Even if you're not talking, it helps knowing that there's someone there just, I don't know, listening you mumbling. It really helps. That has been very nice. Before I start the other topics, I just quickly want to talk a little bit about the process of this drawing. I knew that this drawing was going to be a bit lighter than the other drawing because this drawing, the original, uses a lot more warm tones than Nadia's, and I wanted to represent it as good as I could in a way. So I really wanted to use warm tones, and having the blue and the cream of Earl really helped to tone it down, because the ink that I have has a very deep blue tint, so to speak, and this really helps. So it was pretty fun to just use this, and I don't know, it was a very fun process. I did want it to be warmer and lighter, since the background would be lighter, but I like how they look. They look very cohesive together, and I think it was pretty fun to do this piece. Now going to Arigate's art suggestion. We actually just been speaking recently, but she's very nice. And she asked me to speak about my favorite paint or watercolor. Okay, this is a big topic for me, at least, because I am a nerd when it comes to watercolor. Maybe not as much as I could be, because I don't know like single pigments and stuff. I have a friend that only if she has pigments duplicated in her collection, she won't get anything else, so she's very strict when it comes to pigments. But watercolor is my first love. I really love it. I remember my first time trying watercolors was just terrible. There were dried up versions of Giotto that I dried up and I put in the ice trays, and I just put water on it, so they were super chalky, super dead. The color was just muted as hell. It was a mess, but I still had lots of fun using it, and it was just a great learning experience. I then skipped over to the Cotman, what's it called? The Cotman Winsor and Newton sketch set, and I mean, no, I'm lying. My first one was a Van Gogh. Yeah, my first one ever, like real watercolor, was a Van Gogh set, and for me that was blowing, because I was going from something terrible to that, and I was completely blown away. Then maybe 5 years ago I got the Cotman sketch from Winsor Newton, and that was fine. During a few times I didn't feel like I was stepping down from the Van Gogh, and it was pretty nice to use. I really liked it, but around a year ago I felt like I really needed something else, and then my journey for my current paints, which are my favorite paints at the moment, started. My Sennelier paints, they are so nice. I like them so much. They're so fun to use. I really like that they use honey as a preservant, I think that's what you say. I really like that aspect. I don't know, they're so creamy and vibrant. I really like them. I also really like the Viviva color sheets. I really liked using them. I got them when they were still on Indiegogo. I got 2 sets, and that was already maybe 4 years ago, and they're still good. I haven't used them in a while. I might do a video using them just because they're pretty fun to use. They're very bright. I also have the Kuretake Gansai Tambi. I did a video about them and I'm still on the fence. They were way better than I remembered, which is saying a lot because in my mind they used to suck a lot. So it was good to have that shift in mind, because I don't know, I thought they suck so much. I really enjoyed doing that video. I don't know if any of you here saw that, but it was pretty fun. So I would like to someday also try Daniel Smith. I do have a little dot of green gold that a friend of mine, she bought basically the tube while she was with me, and she kindly dotted a little bit on my palette that I had at the time. So that's my experience with Daniel Smith, and that color is delicious. But also when comparing it with Sennelier, I don't really see that much of a difference. And Sennelier cheaper. I also do have a pan of the White Knight. The same day that my friend bought that green gold, I got a quinacridone violet, I believe. It's one of my favorite colors to get from the White Knight, and it's also super pretty. A brand that I have not tried yet, but I am dying to try, is the Magello Mission Gold. They just seem so nice and so creamy. Someday I will get them, maybe the smallest set, just because I can mix colors. So I don't know, I don't like sets above 24 colors is already a lot for me. I don't think I have any set that's 24. My gouache set I believe is 18, and that's already a lot of colors. I use some all the time and some are kind of left behind, like mostly browns and greens. I don't really use them that much. So for me, like 14, 18 colors hits the spot, and that's just perfect. I know we all need something to watch now, so this is why I decided to do a longer video. I did one real time before, but it was just sketching, and in that one I do believe I talked while I drew, but I was just sketching. It wasn't that much big of a deal, and it was only like half an hour. I mean, not that this is that much, just like 40 minutes. Here is a treat for you guys, because you deserve it. My cat! Her name is Lucas, and she appeared as well a little bit on the beginning of the video. This is her first appearance on YouTube. She is very well known on my Instagram. I have some people that actually only comment on my stories when it's her, and I do not judge because I completely understand. She's pretty like harmless. She doesn't do much. She plays sometimes, but she's an older cat, so she doesn't do a lot of stuff, but I love her to death. She's my kitty and I love her a lot. And she keeps me company. So getting back to the piece, I basically did that break because my battery ran down, and I do have 2 batteries, but somehow both of them were dead. So I had to stop, and I think I watched a few animes. That's also something I've been doing to just pass the time. Like, I'm not trying to be overly productive, I'm just trying to be the same amount of productive I had before, but I am still trying to take it easy. And I've been watching a lot of anime. I just rewatched Death Note. I hadn't watched that anime in a while. And on my list to rewatch is Kami-sama Kiss, I think that's the name. It's the one with Tomoe and Nanami, and I really like it. I also want to rewatch The Gray Man. I kind of want to watch Code Geass, but a friend of mine told me not to. I don't know if I should. And I also started watching Into the Abyss. I've heard that one's a tough one. So I have a big list. Oh, and someone also recommended Ergo Proxy. So I'm good when it comes to animes to watch. I have tons and tons of recommendations. Movies, I haven't watched that many movies lately. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. Okay, I have one more topic, and this might take a bit longer, but we'll see if it fills 20 minutes. A good friend of mine called Lud Carolina asked me about conventions and brand aesthetic. So by that she means what I think about conventions, and about how I discovered sort of my brand aesthetic. Okay, so first part of conventions. I actually haven't been to a lot of conventions. I wish. This year I was hoping of going to 2 at least, but one is not cancelled yet. I think they're still just hoping that this will pass by and they won't have to cancel. But it's in May, and I don't know. I think even if they don't cancel, I'm not going, because no, conventions can be very crowded, and no, I'm not going. So yeah, basically I went, my first ever convention was 2 years ago already, I think, and it was pretty small, and I chose basically the wrong day because they had a version for illustration, and me and my friend went for something that was more of artisanal stuff, like handmade stuff. So there was a lot of pottery and clothing. So our stand didn't do great, but it was still fun for my first ever convention. It was fun to just be there with my friend, my best friend Plan Boy, and just meeting other people. It was fun. I also made a few friends there, which was pretty cool. And it was just a fun experience to just see someone go up to the stand and see the reaction to my art face to face. I'm used to having comments or stuff like that, but face to face it's different, and it was pretty fun. My then other con was a small one in a school. I barely made any money at that con, but it was actually a great day with my friends. We were just mostly being there together. It was just us in a line, and whenever people came by, we would talk to them and we would just talk to the people that were there. But it was basically us just hanging out, and it was pretty fun. My thoughts of cons is, I don't know how they are in the other countries. Here, from what I've seen, we have to do many lower prices, at least here in Portugal. From what I've heard and know, people don't appreciate a lot the artists, so if they like to say, oh, that's so expensive, and the prices have to go really, really down. And then the conventions prices are very, very up for us to have a table. For example, we have Comic-Con here, and the first time I went to Comic-Con was the year before this one, and I went as just a visitor because I never went, and a friend of mine was doing a table, and that's actually what I met, Pletboy. It was pretty fun. And I just was around looking at stuff, buying art, knowing I knew some artists that were there, and was just, I want to meet you all. So I was pretty excited. I gave a little look around, and then I was just basically in the stand with them. I don't know if you can hear the ambulance. Give it a sec. I was just basically in the stand behind them, just talking and just being there. And I don't know, I have heard so many horror stories from some conventions as well, like people being very disrespectful. So I don't know, I've not been to cons that much to have a first-hand experience, but from what I've heard, it's like 50-50. You either have just the most delightful experience, or it's just so stressful. From what I've heard, it's just completely 50-50. But I really want to try and go to more conventions, mostly because I need to make some money to support myself. I do have an online shop, which is actually closed at the moment due to all this. Even though I would love to have some little orders, I cannot. First of all, I don't have any more envelopes, and the shop that I usually get it is closed. And I kind of don't want to risk having to go to the post office again, so I just closed the shop for now. And yeah, I am going to do the SkillShare, it's in the works, so hopefully that will help me a little bit with income. And yeah, like I said, I really want to do more cons, and if this goes by, I'll probably go to one in Lisbon, one in Porto, and hopefully just get more experience in that field and just grow as an artist. In regards of the aesthetic, I don't know. I had a very different style after I left university. I remember I had a very different style. I was just sort of using normal colors. I was just drawing, I don't know, I think my style to draw itself is sort of similar. It hasn't changed that much. But the biggest thing that I changed now, and that I think it's more considered my aesthetic with air quotes, is the color that I use. I think that's the most recognizable. And I remembered one day I was doing a drawing, and this was maybe 4 years ago. I was doing a drawing and I was just sick of it, so I just went crazy with colors. And I remember looking at it like, oh, I can use lots of colors, and it's fine. I don't have to use the colors that the thing actually is. And I think that kind of triggered what I consider my style right now. It was just the realization that, oh, I don't actually have to use this green for this flower, and skin doesn't have to be all the flesh tone, and shadows can be bright blue. Like, that thing really helped me. And I actually remember the drawing that I got the aesthetic of sparkles and hearts. There was also a time that I had a bit of aesthetic that was, in terms of drawing, there was using lines with gouache, and that, I think I kind of outgrew that already. I'm using more just texture in the sense of just splotchiness and not as like striky, but that was also a pretty fun moment. And I actually do remember the painting that got me like that. It was the harpy that I did with a collaboration with a friend, and it was just lots of fun. I also remember when I started using sparkles and hearts, I did a screenshot of Chihiro's voyage, and I remember I just used like sparkles and hearts in her eyes, and I really liked it. So I think that more magical side, it was just growing bit by bit. I didn't just click and be like, oh, this is me, and I'm not done growing and changing. For example, I'm outgrowing a little bit the sparkles. I still like them, but I don't know, in some drawings I don't feel like it's necessary. For example, for both these drawings I didn't use any sparkles. I considered it, but then I was like, no. I didn't think like it would be necessary, so I then didn't use them. I don't know, I think when people ask about like how you found your style, it's a very ambiguous question, because it's not something that happens from one day to the other. It's something that requires experimentation, and for you to try a different style, different coloring, and just be bold. And if you're happy with the way that you're drawing, there's nothing wrong with just staying with what you know. But if you want to change your style, you do have to get out of your comfort zone and just do other things. For example, this drawing to me was completely out of my comfort zone. It was a bird, which, I mean, animals, I am not good at them, none whatsoever. I'm not good at animals, none whatsoever. And it was more muted colors. Nadia's and by Lois, I think that's her name, Lois. I'm confusing her with Lois. Lois' styles are just so muted and with colors. Like, I think Lois's has a bit of a more colorful style, but even though it's very muted, super different from mine, and I could have just done this with my colors and it would have been fine. I have done that. Like, some traditional styles are in black and white and I just slap on colors and it happened. But in this one I really wanted to just go on a more muted way, and it was fun, especially since I only had these 3 colors. It gave me a lot of freedom to just focus on painting. I didn't have to think about any decisions, anything that I needed to do. It was very fun. So yeah, about my aesthetic, that's pretty much that. I also really ended up liking to use pink. I do know how that happened as well. I went to a Molotov opening, sort of speak, and they gave me a marker that was neon pink. It's like a little sample that you get for going, and mine was neon pink, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So then I was just, okay, I think pink is pretty cool. And I mean, I love all colors, but I don't know, pink's just a special place in my heart. I don't wear it like in clothing or anything else. I have 0 things pink. I mean, I do have a pencil case that's pink, but other than that I have like every other color. But it was just so nice. A little segue that I'm actually remembering, and this is also by Lois or Lois. I'm so sorry if you're watching this. I highly doubt it that she's watching this. She's way too big to know me. She actually is doing, I mean, it's done with several artists, but this is the list that I'm following, which is hers, and it's Dream Week, and I actually do need to start preparing for it because I do love me some weekly challenges. If you follow my channel for a little bit, you do know that Folktale Week, Magic Moon Week, that's my jam. It's like Inktober but shorter. And I really enjoy doing these weekly challenges, and it's pretty fun if you want to join. So it starts from the 6th to the 12th of April, and the first day is Omen, second day the Door, third day the Spirit Guide, fourth the Wolf, fifth the Wanderer, sixth the Nightmare, and seventh the Illusion. And I'm looking forward to trying and do this. I usually tend to have a common theme with these challenges. For example, with Magic Moon Week, I am doing the cards still. I'm still waiting for my iPad. It's been almost a month, and it's this week actually that it's doing a month. Actually, when I post this, I either have my iPad back or they gave me a refund, so let's see what happened. And as soon as I get my iPad back, I'll just finish the last 3 cards, and that'll be it. That'll be done. My Folktale Week, I chose to do the circles, so I usually like to have a cohesive format so that I have something that grounds the whole pieces and then make them a little bit more similar. And I think that's a pretty fun way to work in these challenges. It gives you a little bit of limitation, and I don't know, at least it helps me to know, okay, I have this, and then I have this prompt. How do I include this? And I actually have no idea for any of this yet, but I do have to draw some prompts and just figure it out. Another thing that you can also do, it's from Lord Grease, is the Quarantober. It's just prompts for every single day this month that is going on. It actually started this Monday, so it's 6th day, I believe, so, or 5th, so it's now bottle or glow. So if you go to Lord Grease, you can see just 30 prompts, and it's just to help having a sort of a purpose, and it's pretty fun to have a group project that we are all doing. That's why I really like these prompts, and just in general, draw this in your styles are also so fun because they allow you to be creative still, but you have the coming up with the idea step like removed. That's why I really like doing these. And I don't know, plus if you know these people, like if you know the owners of the Draw This in Your Style, is even more fun. I love doing this when my friends do them because it's especially an homage to them, at least in my perception. Like, I know Nadia and we've been talking to each other, like I consider her a friend. Lois not so much because I haven't had that pleasure, but I really enjoy her art. Their art, I think. I'm not sure if he's a he or a her. But I don't know, I feel like this is a great homage to any artist you like. But for example, if you do these and they don't see that or they don't post it, don't be mean about it. I've seen some people being very butthurt for not being posted, and that helps no one, and it's not a good look for you. It's not going to make the artist respect you or post the art. If anything, it's just going to make it worse. I have done a Draw This in Your Style, and luckily when I did it, they were all lovely. They were all very nice people, and I might actually do one, I don't know, sometime. I was actually pretty overwhelmed when I did one, just because I couldn't keep up with the amount of entries. I know that's a very good problem to have, like people were enjoying and participating, but I just could barely keep up with the amount of entries because I wanted to share every single one. So it was very tiresome. But I really enjoyed the whole experience. It was pretty fun. So I don't know, maybe Maybe I'll do one in the future, who knows? There's so many draw this in your styles at the moment that you can just participate in, and even if they're not active, you can use them as practice. If you just want to do something for your artist that you really like, just participate, and you can still participate. The only thing that's different is that you won't have like their sharing, because after a while the artists stop sharing the entries because it gets a lot. But if you do want to just take part of something that you really enjoy, just do it. There's no harm done in doing that. It's just you are just sharing your love for this artist. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I think you can tell I'm just grasping for straws here. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with the drawing as well. I'm just now doing some retouches with the ink, and yeah, pretty much all I used was inks in this drawing, because the fountain pens, the colored things are all fountain pen inks, and this is just an acrylic ink from Amsterdam. So yeah, this is pretty much just an ink drawing, and it was a pretty fun one, and I'm very glad I managed to do it. And like I said, I just wanted to give you something to enjoy and just watch. I do know I have been enjoying the longer videos that have been posted on YouTube. They have been keeping me company, and it's been very, very nice. I honestly don't really know what else to talk about. This is already a long stretch for me, so I'm leaving you with just a few more minutes, maybe 2 minutes with music, just so you enjoy the beautifulness that is applying gold ink. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next clip with Pastilla. And I just want to thank you if you made it this far, that you stuck up, and thank you again. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with it. I do like it. I think it turned out cuter than I thought. And the gold is really cool as well. I really like the color of this gold. It's not, like, they call it a deep gold, and I really like it. Them together, stay like this, which I think they look cool. They look, I think, cohesive, and that's something that I wanted. This one is definitely a warmer tone than the Nadia one, but in the illustration this one has a lot of warmer colors, so I think it's fitting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I didn't talk, but hopefully voiceover Bia took care of the subject because I just knew I wanted to focus on the drawing, and I really was not feeling like I could just fill this entire time talking. I'm actually not even sure how long it took me, but especially because my battery died, so I had to stop. This is it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I just wanted to say I hope you guys are safe home. Please stay safe. There are many people, especially I can see here, there are many people that are not taking this seriously enough, and they are not following the rules, which it's putting themselves into danger and other people. So I just hope you guys are all safe. Okay, getting that out of the way, I want this channel to be a little bit of a corner of the internet that you can relax and get out of it. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like. It really means the world to me. I am trying so hard to grow this channel. It's slowly going there, but I'm still a itty bitty channel. But I'm having lots of fun doing this. Please leave a like, subscribe. Every Monday I upload a video, and please leave a comment down below saying which one you liked the most. Sorry I did not film the progress for this one, but I think I needed to just relax and do this one like I wanted. And then yeah, this one was pretty calming as well, especially because I didn't have to talk, but it was a pretty chilling drawing. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, be safe.